Hello friends, welcome to my channel Rinku HandCrafts. Before moving on to today's video, I have some good news to share with you all. Last month my channel completed 1 year in YouTube and now my channel has crossed 2000 subscribers successfully. It was possible only because of your continuous love and support. So thank you so much for encouraging me, motivating me and supporting my channel. So keep watching my video and I shall give you the amazing content as I always do. Thank you so much. In today's video, we are going to see how to make this beautiful crochet thalposh. It's very easy to make. You can use this thalposh as a cover to your puja thali or as a tabletop or as a decorative item on your corner table. So let's see the steps. Now to start with our thalposh, first we'll make a slip stitch of this yarn to our hook. And then chain 1 to secure it. Now once it's secured, we'll make 5 chains here. And in the first chain, here we'll make a slip stitch to form a circle at the center where we will work our next round. So here you can see this little center is created. Now for next round, pull the yarn like this, and here we are going to make puff stitches, total 6 puff stitches in round 1. So for puff stitch, yarn over, hold your yarn here and then insert your hook in the circle, pull the yarn and pull the yarn to the same height like this. Now this we have yarn over for the first time. Now again we'll do second time, yarn over, insert your hook, pull the yarn, and this is the second time. Then again third time like this, and then the last time, that is fourth one. And now here we can see we have number of loops here. Now we'll pull the yarn through all those loops at once and then we'll make a slip stitch like this. And then after this we'll chain 1. And now here you can see our first puff stitch is ready. Now for second puff stitch, again yarn over, hold your yarn like this here and then insert your hook, pull the yarn, insert your hook, again pull the yarn, yarn over, pull the yarn, yarn over, pull the yarn for the fourth time. And now pull the yarn through all these loops, make a slip stitch and then chain 1. Now like this, complete total 6 puff stitches for round 1 and then meet me back here at the end. Now once you complete your 6 puff stitches, make chain 1 at the top like this, and then to complete the round we are going to make a slip stitch to the top of the first stitch that we did, this first puff stitch. Here we are going to make a slip stitch, but now for round 2 I'm going to change my yarn. I'm going to use this green color yarn here, so I'm directly going to slip stitch with this green color yarn. And now after this, chain 1 to secure it. Now you can cut this blue color yarn. Now once you make chain 1 here, we are going to start our round 2. Now for round 2, if you see, you have this little gap here in between 2 puff stitches, so we are going to work in that gap. So for round 2 we are going to make 2 puff stitches in each of these gaps in between the puff stitches. So for puff stitch, again hold the yarn and then pull it to the same height. Now here I'll make my first puff stitch. And my puff stitch is ready. And now in between each puff stitch we are going to chain one like this. And now for second puff stitch I'm going to use the same gap. And this my second puff stitch is ready. Now again chain one. And now we are going to jump to this next gap here. And now like this I'm going to follow the sequence, and I'm going to make total 12 puff stitches for a round 2, and once I make those then I'll meet you back here at the end. Now here my 12 puff stitches are ready and I have chained one at the top. Now to join the round I'm going to make a slip stitch to the top of this first puff stitch like we did in the last round. So here my round 2 is done. Now for next round again I am going to make 2 puff stitches in each of these gap. Now I'll start my first puff stitch here in this first gap. And now remember to make one chain in between each puff stitch. Now in the same gap I'll make one more puff stitch, and now like this I'll complete my whole round, and at the end of the round 3 you should have total 24 puff stitches. Now here I have completed my round 3. Now for round 4 again I'll make 2 puff stitches in between this first gap. Now round 4 is going to be a little bit different, so just pay attention. So here first we'll make 2 puff stitches in this first gap. Now once this second puff stitch is done we'll make a chain one, and now in this next 6 chains at the top you can see in these 6 chains we are going to make 1 double crochet each. So I'll show you how to do that. So here on the top of this puff stitch I'm going to make my first double crochet. The stitch count is very important in this project, and while making double crochet stitch just take your yarn or double crochet to the same height as this last puff stitch. Now here I made my first. Now in this gap I'll make my second double crochet stitch. Now again here on the top of this puff stitch I'm going to make my third double crochet stitch. Now after this chain 1, and now in this next gap between the puff stitches we are going to make 2 puff stitches. So we are going to repeat this sequence of puff stitches here in this gap in alternative puff stitches. So here I'll make 2 puff stitches. So this Thalposh basically has mainly has only puff stitches and double crochet stitches, so it's very easy to make if you are expert in puff stitches, and even if you are not, then this is the best project to be or to get used to this puff stitches. Now here I have made my second puff stitch, then I'll chain 1, and again if you see, so the sequence, so here if you see we have the sequence of 2 puff stitches, 1 chain, 6 double crochet stitches on 6 chains, then again 1 chain and 2 puff stitches in this next gap. So we are going to follow this same sequence throughout round 4, and at the end of round 4 you should have total 6 puff stitches and total 36 double crochet stitches in between. Now here I am at the end of round 4 and I have made 6 double crochet stitches and 1 chain. Now I'm going to join my round with slip stitch, but I'm going to use now blue color yarn. And then make 1 chain here. And now for the next round we are again going to follow the same sequence of puff stitch, chains, double crochet, chain, puff stitch, but this time we are going to increase the number of chains in between. So I'll show you how to do that. First we'll make puff stitch here, 2 puff stitches. Now this is my second puff stitch. Now after this I'm going to make 2 chains here. In this round we made 1 chain here in between. Now on this 6 double crochet I'm going to make another 6 double crochet. Here we are not going to make anything, we are going to skip this top of this puff stitch. So here in this first one I'll make 1 double crochet. Just remember to bring the yarn to the same height as your last puff stitch. Now after this make 2 chains again, and then make 2 puff stitches in between this gap. And now for the next part again I'll make 2 chains, 6 double crochet stitches, 2 chains and then 2 puff stitch. So here I want to show you. Now for next rounds we are going to follow the same sequence of 2 puff stitch, chains, 6 double crochet, chains and 2 puff stitch. The only difference is that we are going to increase the number of chains in each round in between. So in this last round, in the 4th one we had 1 chain, in this 5th one we have 2 chains, and in the next one we will increase the number of chains in between here. Other stitches will remain the same. So like this you will follow the sequence and you can complete total 9 rounds. So right now we are at the 5th round here. So like this you will complete 4 more rounds. And for this Thalposh I'm going to change my yarn once again. So after 6th round I'm going to, for 7th round I'm going to use green color yarn again. So this first row will be of green color yarn, then next 2 rows of blue, and then next 3 will be of green color yarn. So once you complete all this, then meet me back at the end of round 9. So at the end of round 9 you should have total 12 puff stitches, 72 chains in between total, and 6 double crochet stitches. That means 36 double crochet stitches in between. So let's meet at the end of round 9. And now here you can see this is how our Thalposh looks after round 9. It's beautiful, right? So now to moving on to the next part. Here you can see I have added some crafted pearls to my blue color yarn. So total you will need 18 pearls like this. So I'll just add remaining 4 here. And then we'll start our next part. Now here we are going to do the slip stitch with this blue color yarn, because For next rounds we are going to use this blue color yarn, and this is going to be the last section of our Thalposh. Now make one chain here, and now in this gap here between two puff stitch, make one single crochet stitch like this. Now make 8 chains here, and now join this chain to the top of this first double crochet here with a single crochet stitch like this. So here, this is how it looks. Now again make 8 chains, and now join this here at the top of the last double crochet. Join it with single crochet stitch like this. Now again follow the same sequence of 8 chains, and then join here in between these puff stitches with single crochet stitch. And now like this follow the same sequence and complete this round 10, and then meet me back here at the end. Now here I am at the end of round 10, and to complete the round I'll make a slip stitch on the top of this single crochet stitch we did initially. So like this I'll make a slip stitch here, and now here you can see this is how our round 10 looks. If your work is turning inside, don't worry about it. Once we complete our last round, that is round 11, you will see it will take the exact shape that we need. So now after this we are going to work our next round in these big loops here, in these big loops. So first here we'll make 2 single crochet stitches, 1 and 2, then 2 half double crochet stitches, and 2 like this. Then we'll make 4 chains here, but just pay attention how I'm going to do that. This is 1, 2 and 3, and after third chain just take one purl here like this, hold it here and make the last chain, that is chain 4 here like this, and now make a slip stitch to the first chain that you did here at the bottom. Make a slip stitch there like this, and now here you can see this purl will come on the outer side. And now after this we are going to follow this sequence here in reverse order: 2 half double crochet stitches and 2 single crochet stitches. Now to jump to the next loop, first we will make a slip stitch here in this gap to have a smooth transition like this, and now here again we'll make 2 single crochet stitches, 2 half double crochet stitches. And now again I'll show you how to add purl here to our border. So chain 3 first, 1, 2, 3, take one purl here, hold it here like this, and then make the last chain, 4th one. Then after this make a slip stitch into the first chain, and then make 2 half double crochet stitches and 2 single crochet stitches to complete this loop. And to connect it here, make a slip stitch in the gap like this. Now I'll show you how it looks. So here you can see this is the pattern we want at the border of our Crochet Thalposh, and here we are adding pearls just to give it a elegant look or the nice look to our border. This is optional, you can add it, or if you don't want, you can just do 4 chains directly and make the remaining pattern here. So like this, complete your round and meet me back here at the end. Now here I have completed working into my last loop, and now to join this to the next loop, here I'm going to make a slip stitch like we did before for this round. I'll make 1 slip stitch here, and then to finish my Crochet Thalposh, I'll make 1 more slip stitch on the top of this single crochet stitch like this, and then I'll chain 1 to secure it, and now pull the yarn and cut it. Now here you can see I have weaved all my loose ends from the back side. Try to weave it in the same color so you will get a clean end result here. And now let's see the final look of our Crochet Thalposh. It's beautiful, isn't it? Now you can make this Thalposh in any size you want. If you want a bigger one, you can just increase this set of rounds further to the size you want. So I hope you like my video. If you like it, then please give big thumbs up. Please share my channel with your friends and family, and don't forget to subscribe it. Thank you so much for watching the video. See you soon in the next one. Stay home, stay safe.